I thought our guys were very active defensively, so that was fun to watch. We obviously you're not going to stop a guy like Carmelo Anthony. You just hope you can slow him down a little bit, and I thought it was a team effort. I thought our guys did a nice job just trying to make him work for his shots. We threw 3 different guys on him, from Ebanks to Meta to Matt Barnes, and I thought all 3 guys did a heck of a job. I thought Matt did a really nice job being active and not picking up any silly fouls on him, because Carmelo's a guy that knows how to use his body well and get fouls and stuff like that. Our activity on Amari was good. He had some shots. He missed some shots that he normally makes, but again, you just got to try to do your best to make those guys work, and I thought our guys did that tonight. But to hold the team to 82 points on 31% from the floor, and then only give up 9 offensive rebounds with their length and their athleticism and the size of the front line, was pretty impressive. And I mean, you look down the line at our guys, and the first thing that pops out to me, obviously Kobe is Kobe. You can't downplay what he does for us, because he did everything for us when we went on that run late in the game. He was really facilitating for guys, giving guys great looks from 3. But a guy like Pau Gasol with a double-double had a big night for us. I thought he played big for us all night in the paint, and rebounded well for us. And then you can't discount the fact that he had 5 assists at 7'1" or however big he is. So he did what he could do to help us win. And then you look at our bench, and you look at Troy Murphy coming off the bench with 7 rebounds, and you look at our bench scoring. I need a calculator to add up all the points that we had from our bench, and for me, that's extremely exciting, especially in a shortened season that's compressed. We got to have guys coming off the bench that can help produce on both ends of the floor, and to see the scoring output was exciting. So the activity defensively for both units throughout the game was fun to watch.
Mike, you held Chicago to 25% in the second half, Utah at 32% the full game, and 31% for New York at home. How are you guys doing? Is this is your defense that good, 30% type defense, or?
I tell you what, these guys are active, they're intelligent, they're very long. We got a long team, and when Big Bynum comes back, it's going to really make that paint look crowded. So I think we can be better than what we're playing. Obviously, the numbers are fun to look at, but I do see that where we can improve on that end of the floor. And if our guys keep believing that's where they need to hang their hat, we're going to score. Because, again, we got some foul trouble and stuff like that. Josh is a little banged up, so I tried to rest him, and I went with a small lineup. And our guy, we've never practiced with that small lineup. We're just out there kind of playing basketball and moving bodies and moving the ball, and understanding that, hey, we're going to get some points. It might not look as pretty. We might not flow as well when we have those funky lineups in. But if we believe in getting stops, then we'll give ourselves a chance, and our guys are starting to believe that, I think.
Part of that is them listening to you, right? I mean, that's personally somewhat flattering, correct?
I hope so. Because I do talk a lot, and sometimes I can get long-winded, and so maybe they just want me to be quiet. I don't know, so they're doing what I'm asking. But it's not just me. Our coaching staff is one of the hardest staffs, in my opinion, in the league. I mean, these guys bust their behind, and they're getting it done the way they should, before practice, after practice, up till 3 in the morning or whatever it takes to try to get this team prepared right for shoot around, for practice, or for games. So, you got to give credit to those guys. You got to give credit to the guys out on the floor that are getting it done.
Mike, can you talk about the excitement and anticipation of Bynum coming back to the lineup, and how quickly we think he'll fit into the new chemistry?
I think he'll fit in rather quickly, and if he doesn't, we're going to force it. Even if we get hit in the head a little bit, we'll force, because he is going to be our starting center, and he's going to play minutes for us. So, it'll be exciting to get him back in the mix, to see how we are as a unit, a whole unit, to see if we can sustain this defensive presence or pressure that we're applying right now, and then to see if offensively we can continue to get better. We won't have to go to the funky lineups as much, because we have another big that's going to be able to score for us and rebound and block shots and all that, so we can stay big and we can make people chase our lineups.
As much as there's been new personnel and just the learning curve with learning a new system, how much of the fact that it seems like that all the players kind of have like clearly defined roles, in what ways does that make it easier?
Well, I hope they do, because that's one of the things that I wanted to make sure our guys had an understanding of when I got here is what their roles are going to be. And I keep trying to hammer away at it, same with our assistant coaches, and I think our guys are starting to get it a little bit. They're starting to understand what role they're going to perform for this team throughout the year. And if we can continue to trust that and trust that it's going to help this team be better and help this team win games, then we have a chance to be really good at the end of the day.
Mike, how do you characterize in the first half of defense when you guys 30% shooting, the center line 26 times? How do you deal with that as a coach, and then what do you tell them to have?
I thought we should have been a little bit better, and because I felt that we gambled a little too much in the first half. And when I say we gambled, we were on the ball and we reached, and as soon as we reached, we were getting blown by, and that's what helped them get to the free throw line. But when we didn't gamble and we played solid defensively, we did a good job. And so our guys have to keep understanding that, hey, let's just be solid. Let's be solid, keep the ball in front of us, keep communicating, keep trusting, keep helping one another, and we'll be fine.
Coach, you had a lot of weak side help, but the last two games, Jefferson was
beautiful,
2 for 16. I think Amari was 4 for 17. What is working well other than just?
I tell you, I agree with what you're saying. Is our weak side has been extremely active. I've never been. I felt we were good in Cleveland, but the weak side blocks that we've gotten, when a guy catches the ball right off the post, that's hard to do because these guys are athletic and quick, and they take one dribble, and it's a dunk or they're to the rim. And our activity on the weak side, guys are in the right spot. They're coming across and getting blocks. Josh has a few blocks like that. Powell has a few blocks like that. So for those guys to have that type of understanding in terms of positioning defensively and activity defensively in a short amount of time, knock on wood, hopefully that doesn't go away, because that's what we need to have in order to continue to excel on that end of the floor. We got that's one of our staples. Hey, let's shrink the floor and make that paint look crowded. And we want to give up contested twos or contested threes.
In-house specifically on the ball.
Well, his length, and he's got a great understanding of what he needs to do in terms of trying to space guys and use his length. And it's kind of funny because when I took the job, everybody told me, well, Fish can't guard opposing point guards anymore. And my philosophy has never been, there's nobody, in my opinion, that can guard an NBA starting point guard one-on-one. You can't do that. If you understand where your help's going to be and you understand defensive positioning, then in my opinion, anybody can guard anybody. And when I was in San Antonio, we started Danny Ferry at the small forward spot. And right now, I'm quicker than Danny Ferry ever was in his career right now at my size and weight. So, and he's out there guarding guys like Paul Pierce. But all he had to do was think, okay, I'm not going to give up middle, and I'm not going to give a straight line drive. And if this guy puts the ball on the floor, I'm going to funnel him to where my help is. And Fish doesn't need to pick up 94 feet. He just needs to move his feet, understand spacing, keep the ball on the sidelines, and send it to his help. And so same thing with Powell. Powell can guard a lot of different guys because it's the same thing. Hey, just keep the ball out the middle of the floor, play position defense, and he will know where his help comes from if he were to happen to get beat. But don't quit on the play. Off the bench, when you talk about Troy Murphy, Steve Blake, Capone, it's fun.
I know
Kobe
you
said
just
before
got
the
here,
game that they want to win.
She's about to fight
It'll
somebody.
be Ramona, last
It's
question
really all
after
right,
this
but it's
We're on the
one. They work for the same company.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys figure it out when you get home.
Kobe said before the game that they see how hard you're working, they want to win for you, players do. At this point, given everything that's gone on, to get even just at this point, is that gratifying, I guess, on some level?
This is a players' league. I understand that, and when you have a guy like Kobe Bryant that you're able to work with, and at the end of the day, he allows you to coach your team, it is gratifying because what he's accomplished and the respect that he has from his peers and other coaches in the league, you can't ask for anything better besides being allowed to coach him, and that's what he allows me to do. So yes, it feels good to be able to do that, and it feels good to be able to be working with him to try to get to our ultimate goal at the end of the day.
I mean, I know you just got here, and in terms of appreciating how people respond to him, right? Do you see, like, when he has a wrist injury, and you literally say he never talks about it, he won't even bring it up?
Never.
Do you see how guys respond? I mean, in some sense, like, if he's not talking about his wrist, then maybe I can't talk about my knee, or I can't.
Oh, no, definitely, and being around this game as long as I have at this level, there's nothing tougher than that peer pressure, you know, because everybody makes a lot of money, you know, especially on this team. A lot of guys have won, you know, you're in LA, so you get a lot of people loving you and stuff like that. So the only thing that you want to be able to do is walk around with your head held up high amongst your peers. And, you know, when you have a guy like Kobe Bryant, who suffered the ankle injury he did a couple of weeks ago and just went and tied his shoe up and came back out on the court and practice and finished practice, falls on his wrist twice and walks into practice the next day and his hand looks like it has one of those medical gloves on that's blown up. And he's out there shooting left-handed, but he's playing D and he's talking and communicating. That's hard for anybody to get nicked up or bumped up and to walk off that court. You know, it's a lot of pressure.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.